via shipping containers. So you go see a total of about 4 or so shipping containers where then get big tanks there inside. I don't know if there's an opportunity to show viewers when we go live an image of that, but at some point, even except not to this show, we intend to show, if people are able to go Aberdeen, let them see what the technology look like.
Make I come over to the project manager, Michael Yambasu. Technically talking about, transforming waste into energy entails a lot, and I may just don't mention, say, on our work with a lot of waste collectors them. And one issue where we don't again as salon for make people know how to sort out the waste them. You go see people they mix different kind of waste to organic waste them and all. So how best una get for work with the waste collectors there for see they're able to sort out the kind of waste them we una need for the project.
Yeah, so currently what we do, we as Ami rightly don't mention, we work with the Waste Collection Management Association, and these are youth groups that they go around and collect waste. But one big challenge we don't outline is that when they collect their waste, they are now mixed waste. Yeah. They're not people they know they sort them out. So waiting we they try for do, I think we'll get for delve more into is we they try for enable them people there, so just for building and capacity the waste collectors them for learn them how for sort out the waste there, so and from there now they we get for also engage communities them, we get for take on some activities that we'll get for the engage communities then, just so that we bring to them a behavioral change with their mindset how them for the manage their waste. Not just they collect your waste and mix all together, but how you for sort their waste streams then they into the different respective waste streams that we will collect and make use of. But right, which will they make use of at Freetown Waste Transformers and organic waste. Okay. Yeah, but we'll get for they engage them as time they go.
And talking of conversion of waste into energy, people then can look at various aspects, the positive and the negative, how this gets to affect the environment, positive and negatively.
Well, converting waste to energy, we on technology, we don't believe, say, it gets a negative impact. Okay. Because the technology is very simple. All we did do is we take the organic waste there and put them into the system. The system itself now it get different components them inside where they ferment the waste as Ami be rightly say. It's an anaerobic digestion technology. They keep that waste there, ferment the waste, and then from the fermented gas way they get from the waste, now they use for generate electricity. Okay. So yeah. So there are negative impact in the sense like for say we will not even keep the waste because if you keep the waste you will get the tendency for the waste rotting on site and decompose and give bad smell. We will be a negative impact on the environment. But we don't keep the waste. As we get the waste, we do we own pre-sorting. Coming back to it, so we do
electricity, for transforming into electricity, how that electricity therefore they benefits people, whose institution them una get for the work with for make the electricity benefit Sierra Leoneans, where we know say electricity is another issue.
Yes, so as I mentioned earlier, we system that decentralized, meaning say not to one place would they put them and then you attract all. Okay. So we own business model now for put an installation to respective business them. What do I mean? So you are again at Aberdeen, Aberdeen Women's Center. Now then we pilot clients. Now then we off taker. And when we say off taker, now it's almost like where you get your generator. So one for one. Okay. Yeah. We'll go to Aberdeen Women's Center. We see the kind of tea within the generate, which we able to take there from the food, from the clinic and all of that we use. Usai we need additional we get from the youth groups then. We ferment down there. Okay. From down there we produce a certain amount of electricity. Then we give to Aberdeen Women's Center. As the project is scale, we get 4 additional off-takers them we don't earmark AfriCell now one of them.
Okay.
And the AfriCell sites within na Newton and they will get for put installation. Right now all the AfriCell sites and they run on generators for the most part. I know so I get solar now in our head office. So the installation go offset that generator with it. So basically it's not that we get for sell power to EDSA for later power they now contribute to the main grid. We in a micro and mini grid. So one customer for one installation. So likes of AfriCell, Radisson, there's a Rickman Fishing, and there's another client who get farm. So those are the 4 places how they put the installation there. As we grow, the goal is to have the installation in 40 different businesses. 40. So where you combine them 40 they all together, you generate generation capacity for the electricity. Now they get what's called 2 megawatts.
Okay.
Yeah, which is so it's quite substantial. Where you look at say the whole of Salone, with generation capacity right now 125, 130 megawatts. So we say one entity they can do 2 megawatts combined. That's still not a drop in the ocean. Really add.
So and in the long run, if people or like I would say household wants for owner service on able apart from businesses.
Yeah, so it's a business to business model. We, in fact, the power go to Boku for put in a household. Yeah, say business, they consume a lot in terms of their running expenses.
Okay, and according to World Bank survey reports, and say currently, the world annual municipal solid waste na about 2.0 billion tons, equivalent to weight of 3.4 million. And this na due to some of the environmental issues we don't happen where they cause a lot of waste na various environment and the world, and the amount of waste we then get for generate na sub-Sahara go be more than 3 times the current level of waste with 3.4 billion tons.
Yeah.
How this project?
Those are big numbers.
Yes.
Big numbers.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, where you global numbers that you mentioned. So where you look at the grand scheme of things, we did parts of it, but we're very small, minute number into that. So we own average waste per person what it generates 96 I think it's 0.45 kilograms per person. Yeah, so where you multiply that you look at something about 500 tons of waste that we generate roughly per day according to the same World Bank statistics where you count down to Salone level. So that's just for Freetown, not for Salone. So we own project when it's fully realized. We're looking at taking about more than half of that, about 300, I believe it's 300 tons per day.
Okay.
Now we take in our conversion process, right? Now, most of the other waste now we look at plastic waste. And plastic waste, we say I'm all the time because they biodegrade.
Yeah.
But not boku past the organic waste. The organic waste boku past the plastic.
But the organic waste they decompose.
Now because you know they see now people then feel get so much plastic because plastic they got no side. It ain't got no side.
Okay.
But waiting this means when the full project is realized is that dirty they can go the bomb now the kisi landfill even though they get for ultimately close the landfill and they minimize at least by less than 50%. And we go make whether not the new landfill and it puts together I get a longer lifespan. So there's so many trickling effects, right? Not so only we they do waste to energy or waste to electricity, the waste itself, minimizing landfilling, ensuring that our communities, they don't get these, because some people they even call waste collector. Yeah, they either they bury their waste, not in backyard or they burn that waste there. But as the program they go on, we they do some very innovative things, and then one of the things is that we create a waste app.
Okay.
I don't want to get into detail on that, but because we not plan for launch that app the around in November, December, January 10. So it is far for us, but we get a system in place for allow for let we know usai waste they come out, how that waste they for collected, how that waste they reach Sowe, and wait till they do that waste they.
Michael, we can come over to you again.
Yeah.
Now we can see waste collectors and they go now houses, they collect people, them waste them. We in turn the people in the pay for making them waste collectors and they take them waste them away. But with a project like this, if people then can know about an Freetown, perhaps then self go need for the ask waste collector and so now pay me for this me because now they get money, when they get money out of so when I get any of them kind of issues then they or suggestions from the waste collectors then on how when I get to go about that particular things in the way I just mentioned.
Yeah. So coming back to it in say. So we solely deal with the waste collectors them. We registered under the Waste Collection Management Association, and the small tipping fee we people and they pay to waste collectors them now a running cost for the waste collectors and they. So and I not believe say because of an intervention like this, the mindset of people then for change for they pay their waste collectors then they done small tipping fee because now they running cost for them. If they see them, they always they go around in tricycles them.
Yeah.
And then go for the fuel and tricycles them and at them business model and then they. So yeah, we know the deal. We not get for the deal directly with people them, and we encourage people and let them know relax in that they let them continue for the call on waste collectors them and that small tipping fee they now then they pay them for their running cost. And we basically not just the waste collectors they we deal with.
And I just want to rub mud down small. Nowhere in the world where people need they pay for waste collection service. No almost wish then they convert and how the waste become value. Part of as we carry on with the program we get for we get for FCC as well as the youth groups at some point as we carry on with the Sanitation Hour. Now mandate for every citizen, just like how you pay for your taxes, you can pay for utilities. There's no way around it. Yeah. So and FCC as a regulator, they make sure say that and then they enforce that AMDE. So the waste collection service providers, they're just that, they're service providers. You not go able as a citizen go take your waste, can go bomb or can go at the transfer station. You need somebody, and we all know say the fuel pricing just they go up and up and up. So they need to be paid for that service, and that's what it is.
So apart from Freetown City Council, where you mentioned, and the waste collectors, the association organization, also the partners them una get for the work with for CC on our objective be achieved.
Like the main one, then obviously the Waste Collection Management Association, and get about 135 groups them, and each of them groups then they don't get no less than 10 members. So let's just look at about over 1,000 individuals across the city, and we official arrangements now with them per se. Now the other stakeholders obviously is the communities, the households.